Yes, and why I was asking you something like this was sort of like I am also still acting or working in bits and pieces. And yes, I do find that while I'm a role model for many women who look up to me and say, I'd like to be a little like her, where she works as well, she has a home and everything seems to be so wonderful. There are days when I'm overwhelmed because I feel there's so many things to juggle and I'm trying to do it all.
I'm not against you being overwhelmed every day, because if life doesn't overwhelm you, what the hell are you doing here?
So it's okay to be…
Every moment of life should overwhelm you.
Oh.
That's how I live. For me, if I just look at a tree, it overwhelms me. If you look at a man or a woman or a child, it overwhelms me. Just about anything overwhelms me. If life does not overwhelm you, what are you doing here? Are you here dodging life? If you look at any aspect of life, if you touch anything, genuinely touch anything, you will always be overwhelmed. Life is about being overwhelmed, not about avoiding being overwhelmed and becoming constipated.
Okay, so I'm glad I'm on the right path then. That gives me a happier feeling about this.
No, I'm not saying being overwhelmed means being tense. I'm saying being overwhelmed.
I know. I was just taking it the other… Yes, you mean…
I'm not calling…
By the depth and beauty of everything
not
that is
by
around
stress.
you. Not by stress. Okay, I'll try to look for the depth and beauty in everything that happens around me.
There are some things we can do and some things we cannot do, so what about it? There are some things we can successfully fulfill, there are some things we cannot, so what about it? Because you're always concerned, somebody is watching, if they see you making a fool of yourself, you will fall down. I have no issue. Right now, any place I go, with microphone on, I'll sing. I don't know a damn thing about music. I'm just shameless, so I sing. What's the problem? If you don't like it, it's up to you. I sing because I like it.
I wish we could all be like this.
I don't make it very long, I make it brief, that's all. We're celebrating the killing of a man. Because he requested my death anniversary should be celebrated. Naraka came from a good background. They say he is the son of Vishnu. But this happened when Vishnu had taken the form of a wild boar or a pig. So he had certain tendencies. More than that, he made certain friendship. He became friends with Mura, who later on became his general, and they fought battles and battles, killing thousands of people. Then first Krishna killed Mura, because with two of them together, there was no way to deal with Naraka. That's the reason why Krishna has this name Murari, because he slew Mura, who… in this legend it says that he had magical powers in battle and nobody could stand against him. Then once Mura was taken off, Naraka was more of a ceremony. So, this happens to a lot of people. At the moment of death, they realize their limitations. If they realize now, life could be improved. But most people wait till the last moment. Naraka is one of them. He did his life completely wrong, and he realized that at the end of his life and said, "Today that you're killing not me, but all the wrongs that I did, This must be celebrated. So you should not celebrate the killing of Naraka's wrongs, you must celebrate the killing of all the wrongs within you. That's when a real Deepavali happens. This is the entire thing. All of us are made of the same stuff, but see how differently each one has become. So when Krishna killed Naraka, this is the thing. It is the contrast which made him realize, both of us are same, but see what I have done of myself and what you have done to yourself. So, this legend about Naraka being of good worth but going bad is significant. What it is trying to tell you is, even if you're born to your pig, it's still a very good birth. It all depends what you make out of yourself. Krishna made himself godlike. He made himself into a demon. Either you wait for life to whip you, or you whip yourself into shape. It's the choice. So Naraka chose that Krishna comes and whips him up. Krishna chose that he whip himself into shape. That's a big difference. One gets worshipped as a god, another gets put down as a demon. This is all it is. So, tomorrow is a reminder. Let's light it up. Runanubandha means the physical memory that you carry within you. This can happen because of blood relationship. This can also happen due to sexual relationships. That body has a certain memory. It's not appropriate to say genetic memory. Runanubandha is not like genetic factors being transmitted from parent to child, not on that level. There is a physical memory of remembering where you came from. Not necessarily in terms of tone of your skin, shape of your nose, how you're built, your race, not that. It is just that if you just as much as hold somebody's hand, you will develop Runanubandha. This is why in India if you come, people will do like this. They don't want to do that. They will love you like this. And there are many things, they won't give certain substances. Nobody will give salt to you or will receive salt from you. If you try to give them salt, you'll say, keep it here. They don't want to take it from your hands. The till or the sesame seeds, they won't take it from you. Certain types of soils, nobody will receive it from you. If you want to give soil to somebody, any kind of soil, there are rituals where soil is given, always you keep it down, I'll pick it from there. Never take it from somebody's hands, because you will develop Runanubandha. Because the culture is constantly conscious of not building bondage, to keep the bondage of life to the minimal extent, only to the extent it's necessary, because you're working towards your liberation. Because of that, this awareness and these sensitivities have come. So the body remembers any kind of intimacy, not only with another physical body, any kind of intimacy even with any physical substance, it remembers. Certain types of substances are more capable of doing this, certain other types are less. So, for this here in the temple, they're doing Klesha Nashana. Have you been through it, anybody? The fire wash. That is, if you're not getting cleaned with a regular shower, we're burning you out. So what Klesha Nashana is a way of burning various types of physical memories that we have picked up. Not necessarily because of relationships, just by contact, just by coming in touch with so many things. People, situations, atmospheres, so many things, this body picks up memory. Physical memory, beyond a certain point that what you pick up, will cause a certain level of confusion. Confusion, not here, this confusion is a different thing, that is something you have earned. But physical confusion, if the body is confused, it can't come to ease. It is… many of you have noticed this, certain days your body seems to be confused. Have you noticed this? Wherever you sit somehow, another day you sit down, So, we created various systems to cleanse. One thing is fire wash, air wash. Really? Of course, the water wash every day. When I was in a period of time when I was into lot of sadhana, I would have somewhere between 5 to 7 showers a day. Because your system becomes so sensitive, you sat on this cushion, now you're conscious what this cushion is doing to you. So you want to wash, at least just water running over your body. 5 to 7 days, 7 times a day. This is not like calculated, I must do it 5 times or 7 times. Whenever you feel like it. Most yogis have shower at least twice a day, minimum. Usually it's a dip in the river, just at least once you dip in flowing water so that you're washed clean. And during the shift of southern hemisphere to northern hemisphere, which is right now, and again from north to south in June, July, these times the winds are strong in tropical country, or at least in India. In the Indian subcontinent, the winds are strong. So, there are simple processes where you must go and stand in the wind so that you get a wind wash, proper air wash. You will see it'll do wonders to you. You try this, when there is a strong breeze, just wear something loose and just simply stand there for half an hour, being conscious of this with your eyes closed, both this way and from the back. You get enough breeze flowing over you, you come back into your house and you feel like, so much lighter and better. You don't know this probably. All the sannyasis, all the sadhus and sannyasis always use very fine sieved mud, red earth to color their clothes. Entire ashram is painted like this because it's just soil we used, okay? Soil with a certain… a certain adhesive, sticks like paint. And all buildings in the ashram were painted like this. And all sadhus, sannyasis, those who are on spiritual path, wash their clothes with red earth, filtered earth, with that they wash, so that's why that color, that's how it's come. So either you must wash separately or every time you must coat it with some soil material so that the runanubandha, the only runanubandha that you hold is with the earth, not with people around you, not with things around you, just with the planet. That is okay, because if you wear clothes, because the word soil here is used differently, if you wear soiled clothes, no, not like that. Dipped in red earth, if you wear these clothes, in some way it is a reminder for the body as to where it comes from and where it'll go. So, those who are on the spiritual path always use clothes which have been dipped in filtered red earth. You won't see it, it doesn't feel like it, but actually the very color, actually they're white clothes. turn into mud color because it's been constantly washed with filtered earth. So washing Runanubandha is one way of doing it is you have a mud bath. So existentially, when physical memory overlaps upon itself, it will cause a physical level of confusion, which will bring a certain level of discomfort, lack of exuberance, lack of involvement with anything, that you become a veteran when you're living. You must be a veteran of life after you're done with it. Before you're done with it, you shouldn't become a veteran, isn't it? But that will happen to you. That means in some way, because of overlapping memory, you become less alive to everything around you. That's what we concerned about, that you're becoming less alive. The greatest tragedy that human beings are going through is just this. Their sensory perception gives one-sided perception. So life becomes a heap of opposites or contradictions. This is why always in yoga, Brahma Muhurtam you should be up. Say the greatest predicament that a human being faces and the greatest tragedy that human beings are going through and the greatest struggle that all humans seem to be toiling with is just this. Their sensory perception gives one-sided perception. If you see this, you can't see this. If you see light, you can't see darkness. If you hear sound, you can't hear silence. So life becomes a heap of opposites or contradictions. Trying to wade their way through these contradictions, how much suffering, unbelievable. How much confusion, how much struggle. If this nearly 8 billion people, if you document what kind of suffering they're going through in 1 year or in 1 day, just 1 day, it's enough for eternity. All this is simply because they have misunderstood instruments of survival or as instruments of knowing. You must know which is light and which is darkness if you want to walk through this. You must know which is man, which is woman if you have to operate in the world. So these differences are very one-sided. Well, in many ways I've said this, now it's become a bit too common for everybody to know this because I've been speaking about this for some time. Well, you are sitting here as a man or a woman, but you came here because a man and woman came together, your mother and father exist within you. You being a woman or a man is just a surface thing, but you've taken it so seriously and you go through a whole lot of circus. Just being a man or a woman, how much circus in the world? Forget about light and darkness, that's more complicated. Gender is the simplest damn thing. But how much struggle, how much social confusion, how many religions and scriptures have been written about this misunderstanding endlessly. This is just that because between light and darkness, you think they are two different worlds, because it looks like that. The day looks like one kind of world, this planet looks different during the day. During the night, it's a completely different world. But it is not, it's the same world. I think you get that point during twilight to some extent. This is why it's always important to wake up before the sun comes up, because you don't have to do anything. If you're just alert and looking, slowly the perception will go into you. This is why always in yoga, Brahma Muhurtam you should be up because twilight starts then. In twilight, if you're awake, you perceive that the differences that you have made out in your mind because of misperceptions of senses that you have settles within you. When that happens? When? When? When a man is woman, bird a flower, red is blue, life, death, twilight.
When did this poem happen?
When? I think this was about 2019 when I was in United States. Our III, the Asia Institute of Inner Sciences, is a spectacular place nature-wise. We are yet to build. We've built some, lot more to build there. But in terms of nature, it's a truly spectacular place, and where I stay, you just cannot escape the sunset. The sun is at you because we are on top of a bluff and there is a valley. When the sun is setting, sun is in level with you. Like this usually happens only at the ocean. Even there will be a little bit this thing. Here, sun is below you when it is setting. So you cannot escape sunset at all, even if you want to. So as I was watching the sunset, I saw this is the thing that everybody is missing. It's not about the glory of the sunset. It is a clear transition where this and that is not there. There's only this and this. Once we start working on you, you may not want to say that. So don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush on day one. Once we start working with you, you may hate the people around you for some time. Before it turns into love, it'll take some more time. You know, initially if you do simply anything, it hurts. At that time, you hate the people who made you do that. It takes some time for it to reap the benefits. When benefits come, you may again fall in love with us. We'll wait till then. And you don't sit here and choose your guru. You just be here. It will happen. If you find something really worthwhile, it will happen. If you don't, no problem. I am not longing to be anybody's guru. If you're willing, I'll help you. You want to do it yourself, I'm fine with this. What's my problem? Only thing is, when you walk an unknown terrain, to find something which is in the neighborhood, you may go around the world and still miss it. So a guru is like the GPS. You drive with the GPS, where do you come from? Which country?
Mexico.
Mexico, okay. In Mexico you use GPS? Yes, sometimes, where there are roads. So, if you use a GPS, some strange voice tells you, turn right, you turn right, turn left, you turn left, take a U-turn, you take a U-turn. You do this, right? So today you're already prepared for a guru with the GPS. It actually means guru positioning system, you know. You've already been prepared. You don't go guru shopping. Don't do that. If something touches you, you will have no choice. Nothing touches you, why should you waste your time? Fair enough. The guru is not the person that you see. As a person, I'm quite horrible. People know. All the time I'm poking at them, at something. It's not the Fortunately, it's a fortune that it's happening through a certain person, that's all. If it was happening through that bird, maybe it is teaching you yoga, but you won't get it, isn't it? Would you get it from that bird? Maybe it is espousing the highest wisdom, but you won't get it because it is happening through another creature somewhat like you, of your kind. It's a fortune. If it happened through a rock, you wouldn't get it. If it happened through a bird, you wouldn't get it. If it happened through a snake, you wouldn't get it. It has happened like this in the past, even now. But people will completely miss it. Suppose a cobra came here, a guru, teaching, you won't get it. It's happening through another form of life which is similar to you. This is the best opportunity you have. So, don't get lost in the person. Something happens through the person. Don't resist that. A guru does not mean it's a commodity that you take home. If you touch the dimension which dispels your darkness, it anyway goes with you. You don't have to take it. You don't have to take me in your handbag. If you allow it, if you allow yourself be touched, it will anyway go with you. Nobody can get rid of it. That will be your biggest problem, you can't get rid of me. Even if you go to Mexico. The neurological system in the body, if we have a way of monitoring that, killing the pain completely at certain moments when we want to, just by touching certain parts of the body.
Well, let me pose you a question, Sadhguru. So, we can perhaps work as individuals to… Now that I know I take away wakefulness and not consciousness, right? To move towards consciousness. And that's an individual's decision to maybe train in this particular way. So, is there some way that we can harness these insights like you have, harness this understanding, and use it as anesthesiologists to take care of patients? Because if we can reduce it to, or if we can adapt it, I should say reduce, if we can adapt it in that way, that would be very, very helpful, because we would be using the powers in a way that would control, I have to use the word, the brain, in a way that would be perhaps more physiologic.
I'm not the expert in the subject, but because you're asking me the question, I'll say something. But you are the expert in anesthesiology, is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. in my simple understanding, anesthesia as a process has come into being in this world, or is existing right now, because there is pain. Pain, when it happens to us, is a bad thing. Nobody wants pain. But at the same time, if there was no pain, most people would not even know how to preserve their own body. See, wherever there is no pain, in how many ways they've cut it. Suppose there was no pain in your nose, they would have cut it in various shapes. It's part of the fashion. If there's no pain at all, believe me, they would have pulled out intestines and swing it on the street and go. You have any doubt about that?
None whatsoever.
So, Essentially because there is pain in the body, and pain is a protective mechanism. Because most human beings still don't have the necessary intelligence even to preserve themselves. If there was no pain, even if a bicycle comes, people step back, don't think this is out of civilization. Consequence of pain. If there was no pain, even if a truck comes, they would just walk. Yes, they would. So, because of pain, so pain is essentially a protective mechanism for us. Without it, people wouldn't know how to stay alive, how to stay in one piece, they would have cut themselves into pieces. So, but sometimes, as what is called as a surgery, is in some way cutting people up.
Sure.
So it has become a necessity to cut someone. How to cut them? With minimum amount of disturbance to the system. That's the whole effort. So in this effort, as you said, essentially you're disengaging different parts of the brain. I don't know if it's an exact science or it's generally getting disengaged. Whichever way, is it getting effectively disengaged that people go through surgeries without even knowing what happened? When something major was done to them, their ribs were opened up and ribcage was opened up, heart was opened up, brain was opened up, they don't even know what happened. Very innocently, they wake up after a day or so, whatever amount of time. So this is anesthesia. How could we use… See, one dimension, because when we were speaking in the room, when you said, essentially, if I'm wrong, please correct me, you're monitoring the physiological systems of heartbeat, blood pressure and temperature and
brain waves,
whatever else, the physiological factor. If… I don't know if it's even a possibility, but if you find a way to monitor the neurological system, ignoring the physiological system completely. See, the concern may be the moment you put somebody on the table and start opening the body, the concern of a doctor or a surgeon may be that you don't want him dead on the table. So you're watching his heartbeat, you're watching his pulse and you're watching his all the other parameters. I understand and appreciate that concern, but instead of, okay, let's leave the physiological monitoring as it is, but if we have a way, I don't know if there is a way in the medical science, if we monitor the neurological system, not just the brain, the neurological system in the body, if we have a way of monitoring that, I think the entire art of anesthesia could raise to a different level. At a very minimum interference, it could happen, because why I'm saying this is, there is something called as marma in yoga and also in what is called as kalari in South India. It's a certain form of martial art. Marma is a way of killing the pain completely at certain moments when we want to, just by touching certain parts of the body, handling body in a certain way. So essentially what we are doing is, the neurological system, we're shutting it off. And there is no pain at all. We can go ahead and do what we have to do, and only when we release it, the pain will come back. So, using that as a basis, I'm saying, if medical science has a way of monitoring the neurological impulse as it's happening, and if there is some way to introduce anesthetics in whatever form that you use, I don't know all the cocktails that are used, but if it is done properly, probably, I'm just guessing, I'm not an expert on this, probably with 2% or 3% of your medicine, you could still have the same effect on the patient. Because how you use any medicine on the body and how you use it on the neurological system, I would say 1% of what you use on the muscle, if you use it on the nerve, it will produce equal effect.
But it's interesting because I think what you're saying has contact also with the the work that we do in the recovery phase, and there are people now looking very carefully at cardiac and brain interactions, and they do signal some of these changes, and it's suggestive. I mean, that maybe more of the body could be engaged in the way we think and measure, and that makes a lot of sense to me, actually.